Virtual Racing School was developed to provide support to the next generation of sim racers. No matter if you're a rookie or veteran or what car or track you'll be racing, our goal is to provide training every step of the way. We found that iRacing can be quite difficult without proper training. There needed to be a way to prepare for on-track racing. With VRS, you can literally learn from the best sim racers in the world, including 4-time NASCAR iRacing World Champion Ray Alfala.
And Ray Alfala is a 4-time champion of the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze iRacing Series.
3-time iRacing Grand Prix World Champion Martin Kroenke.
Martin Kroenke becomes a 3-time world champion.
Rallycross World Champion Mitchell de Jong.
Mitchell de Jong is now champion for the iRacing Rallycross World Championship Series.
And many other top sim racers. Data packs include everything you need to start learning. Our World Championship coaches create the data packs by setting a hot lap or a series of fast laps for you to compare, analyze, and replicate. Data packs also include a tutorial where the coach points out techniques they use to hit the fast lap. This gives you access to the latest driving techniques and setups before you even hit the track. Sign up for a free account and download the VRS telemetry logger. With this application running seamlessly in the background, your laps automatically start syncing to the VRS website. From there, you can analyze and compare 2 laps of your choice, whether it's your data, the coaches, or your teammates. VRS will automatically target improvement opportunities so you can get up to speed even faster. VRS also makes it easy for you to request and schedule one-on-one or group coaching sessions. These sessions can range from 30 to 90 minutes, and you can select the car, track, and setup combination of your choice. Visit virtualracingschool.com today to sign up and get started.
Howdy, 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 everybody, and welcome to the Formula 3.5 series here at beautiful Circuit of the Americas here in lovely Austin, Texas. I'm Austin. I'm joined by Jessica Ball and Barker Bombadera in the broadcast booth, and you're here live watching Apex Racing TV.
Yes, welcome back to the penultimate round of the season. Time does fly by, doesn't it? It dates back to the early 1900s since the open wheelers have come to the US, and there's been many tracks, obviously, such as Long Beach and obviously Watkins Glen, but we are here at one of my favorite US tracks, COTA. It's so many places you can habitate, especially this straight heading towards turn 12. You could definitely make some moves there as well, so it should be very, very exciting, and we could see some firsts here tonight. We could see a different winner. I think we saw a different winner last week, I believe, as well, and which was great to see, and we saw some big surprises. But it's Bernie Stoff is currently sitting on pole position, but we are starting to see some first lap times on the board because we're quite early into this qualifying session at the moment.
Yeah, 4 minutes into the qualifying session right now. You know, it takes about 1:45 seconds on average lap time around it. That's what the fastest drivers were going. I was racing along with James J. Painter before here, and he was just laid down at 1:45. Speaking of 1:45, Tim DeLisle is back, set it out on 1:45.7, take a provisional pole here at beautiful Circuit of the Americas. My home track, you know, it's just down the street for me. I love driving here. And across turn 19, as I call it, Whataburger Corner, amazing. I'm going to get super advertising right now, but Whataburger Corner, amazing corner and amazing burgers there. And I don't know what I'm getting for dinner tonight.
Yeah, I was going to eat something after the stream now you mentioned food.
Well, I know they don't have that over there. I wish they did because wonderful burgers as we ride on board Frederick Bernstoff right now through the arena section here at Circuit of the Americas. Beautiful. I'm just going to be saying beautiful after every second because I just absolutely love this track. I'm heavily biased towards this track if you can't tell. But, you know, it's your home track. I fall in love with the place. And, you know, I have good standing with people that work there. So, yeah.
To be honest, Austin, I completely understand why you like this track. I like this track as well, and I don't even live in the US. So there you go. We are allowed to share our love for it at the moment. As Greg Olsen slots himself into P2 there, 2 tenths off of Tim Delisle, which is great to see. We're already in the 145s already as well, and we saw some quite interesting things happen last week. As I was saying, if you missed last week, we saw Ramon take the win by 3 seconds over Eddie Sambroski. Nice to see him up there in second. James finished in third, and Tim Delisle 145.433. He's gone 5 tenths quicker than Greg Olsen's time. That is absolutely insane. And I don't think Greg Olsen was here last week either, so great to see both of them here. Oh, someone's hit the wall. A big flip from Paul Ilbrink there. Not good at all. I think we're seeing more people cross the line. James Pinsker cross the line in third. And I think Mark Ponnick will cross the line soon. I'm Akima across the line. P5, 146.1. Almost in the 145s. We're approaching the end of the qualifying session. I can see Frederick is not improving. Eddie is improving now. He didn't improve in the first sector, but he's improving on the other sectors. So we'll see how he does there. Fuente as well has improved on his time, puts himself into P8.
Yeah, Paul, after he did that, he said over the radio, "I hate track limits." He got a track limit after a very good lap right at the exit of turn 19, so he just plowed it into the wall. Oh, Paul, never change. Dylan Frankleton takes 11th ahead of Samuel Augsburger in 12th place, and I believe Samuel might be a teammate to our friend in chat, Younes Amal Younes in chat, who says his teammate Sam is in this race right now, and I believe, yeah, he is the only Sam, so I would be right. Sam Augsburger in 12th place, teammate to Amal Younes. As we run on board, Dylan Fuckelton through the S's and over through my favorite section, that double left-hander, the blind left-hander, and into the hairpin. And, you know, the hairpin right here, you got this long drag race down here. DRS is going to be a big factor, and draft is going to be a big factor, and so is track limits. I know a lot of people don't like the track because of track limits, and I do wish the new track limit model comes to COTA very soon. But currently, right now, I'm going to have to deal with Dims the Berries, as my dads would say. Tim Delisle will be starting up on pole, followed by Greg Olsen. It's an Aussie front row, followed by James J. Pinsker, Frederick Bernstoff, I am Keyman, Edward Samborski, Pav Vasviv in 7th place, Juante De Fuente in 8th, followed by Cal Young, Mark Ponnick, Dylan Frunkleton, and Samuel Augsburger in 12th place. Daniel Gallas, James Byrne, Dennis Cornus, Javier Belmonte, Paul Ilbrink, Jamie Byrne, John Owens, and James Mallow at the end of our 20-car grid here at Circuit of the Americas.
Yes, and Tim Delisle is looking to get his first win in a while, even though he's a seasoned veteran for getting wins here at Formula 3.5, and it'll be great to see him up there as well. And yeah, track limit is going to be a factor. If we see people slowing down, it will be some slowdowns due to some track limit warnings, so watch out for those. And I think the S's, I think these drivers will need to watch out for because it's so intricate. And you've got to be on your A game. If there's one small mistake, then you're going to be ending up spinning as well. And the tire temperatures, pretty much everything, fuel. There's a lot of things people have got to worry about today. Make sure you follow us. Pardon?
It's a pretty windy day.
And the crosswind, yeah, the crosswind as well could be a factor. But make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. All of our handles are Apex Racing TV. And also hit that notification bell on YouTube if you are new, and subscribe so you know when to check out our streams. And we're about to get started for the penultimate round of the season.
Yes, we are. Everyone's all lined up, ready to go. Up turn 1 and into big red corner. It's time to get ready to rock and roll here in Austin, Texas. 5 red lights and green, green, green. And away we go. Amazing start in the background by Edward Samborski, who jumps immediately up into 4th place. And Tim Delisle leads Greg Olson. And looking up onto the inside, that's James J. Peasker trying to sneak up there into 2nd place. And it is going to be Peasker up into 2nd place. Keeman and Samborski swap spots right there. Bernstoff and Vasiliev having a great battle right there as they head for the first time heading into the S. Is at the start. Everyone's getting into a line right now. It's very hard to pass this section, but everybody is got through the opening turns with very few incidents right now. As soon as I said that, Gallus is spun around, and Daniel Gallus has had an incident.
You jinxed it, Austin. You jinxed it. You said that no one will walk away with any incidents, and we've already had one so far.
I said a few incidents.
That's still enough to curse, Austin. They're going to hate you after that. But anyway, some great moves being done so far, and Vasiliev is going for a move 3 wide into turn 12. And this is going to be very interesting as well. The straight line speed is going to be absolutely crucial, and I think Fuente could get the job done. We got Mark Ponick in there as well, but is Vasiliev going to try and get the cut back into one of those long right-handers? I think we're still seeing people going side by side again. I think that is Ilbrig on one of the Burns brothers then in towards turn 15 and 16, keeping his line, and he stays in front of him, and now he's going to try and get past Paul Matty in P13, but it's Tim Delisle that's got a really good gap over Greg Olson at the moment.
Yeah, Tim Delisle, Greg Olson, we've seen this order 1,000 times over and over again. Most results nose to tail with each other has been these two, and the Positive Sim Racing boys absolutely just love driving these cars and around here. And Tim Delisle, no stranger to this series, and doing absolutely amazing around here. Everybody is getting everything straighted away after that battle on the straight. La Fuente took it 3 wide and got 2 spots off the straight. Our biggest mover actually of the race is Paul Ilbrig, who had that track limit violation on his final lap, up 4 spots. And Paul Ilbrig going through the rising hills, that double left-hander, blind left-hander corner. He's on the inside right now of Augsburger, and Paul Ilbrig up in the 12th place. Very unusual spot for an overtake right there, but Samuel got out a little bit wider than he anticipated. And when he get caught out there's a nasty bump through that section currently right now. Not on the iRacing scan, but I've met that bump a few times.
I think we all have, to be honest, and it's absolute crazy to try and avoid that.
It's not on iRacing in the scan. I'm talking about real life. There's a very big drop bump right there. They're reprofiling the track again before next year's F1 race. So COTA, I think, within the span of its existence, 10 years, have been reprofiled 3 times.
Compared to other trucks, it's quite a few less
compared
times.
To Qatar, which has never been reprofiled ever since being paved.
Crazy stuff there. As we're heading towards lap 3 out of 20 so far. Tim Delisle still sets the fastest lap of the race so far with the 1:46. The only man into the 1:46, so he stretched his gap to another second in the second lap. But we got a huge train between Greg Olson all the way to the likes of Frederick Bernstoff in 6th position.
That's
and
Cal
Young spinner. That is before, after turn 1, and it seems. We'll look at the replay.
Yeah, this is that big red corner. Hard onto the brakes, and in turn 1 is just too much mustard off the exit. Yes, it is. And he goes off at big red. He waits till everybody gets by and rejoins the track safely right there. That's an unfortunate spin for Cal Young at big red corner.
Yeah.
Big Red Corner, actually named after local Texan and super businessman Red McCombs, who put the foot in the bill for a part of this track. So, you know, Red McCombs, proud San Antonian, just like I am. And really cool guy. Actually met him a few times.
Indeed, and nice to have some good facts about this track because obviously Austin doesn't live too far from the track and he visits there quite a lot. So if you want any more facts, it will be staggered throughout the broadcast as well, just so we get some interesting facts about the corners. And interesting, in turn one it said lap 0, but we're not on lap 0, which is quite weird, but that is another thing they need to fix on this game, as Tim DeLisle again is stretching the gap a little bit, and James is closing in on Greg Olsen though, so the battle for P2 could get interesting, and maybe Eddie could join in the fight as well if any of these two get into a bit of a tangle, which is very unlikely because these two are hugely respectful as well. We also got a fight between Amber Keeman and Frederick as well in the background. In the midfield, I think we got a good battle between the likes of Javier Bonmanti, Samuel Augsburger. Jesus, Frete is going for it. He's gone for the move and it's up to 7th position.
Well defended. He had 7th.
Oh yeah, he had 7th.
Oh, Pavel, big curb strike.
Pavel is struggling. He's lost a bit of time, and now Mark Ponick has overtaken him, and Paul Ilbricht's going to close in soon. I wonder if he's got any damage.
Well, he did clip that curb pretty hard. I don't see any damage on the floor of that car. It just really takes you for a ride. I know in the lower series cars like the Formula V and the Skip Barber's actually here this week as well. If you hit the sausage curbs on the inside, the right-hand turn, the first one, you will be losing a front wheel, but these cars are a lot more stiffer than those little skippies, as Bernstoff down the inside of Adam Keeman and up into 5th place. Wonderful turn 12. This is where the American Rallycross Series and X Games had the Rallycross track. Unfortunately, not on iRacing, but it needs to be. Yeah, there's I've driven there the week after those Rallycross games, and this section can get pretty slick around here. This is where Sebastian Vettel Spinal was a big thing as well in that first double right-hander hairpin. But a lot of close fighting and racing right now as they go through the triple right-hander across the Tower of Americas. Side by side, 3 wide off the exit. Hey, Paul Ilbricht's in there as well. We're 3 wide. Ilbricht, Ponick, Vasev. They're in diamond formation right now. And there's Paul Ilbricht looking up onto the inside. Big send by Pavel, trying to keep that position into big red corner, but it's going to be Paul Ilbricht up there for 8th place, then followed by Vasev and Mark Ponick in 10th. Beautiful move by Paul, and Pavel was really determined to keep that spot right there. He went so deep into big red corner and just trying to keep the speed around the outside, but Paul Ilbricht now in that clean air, able to pull out a little bit of gap on Vasev right here and close that gap to Fuente ahead. But Paul Ilbricht, he is cutting through this field like a absolute juicy brisket from Rudy's down the road. Oh.
He was giving it everything out there, and it looks like James is going to give it everything around here as we head towards the first right-hander then to get P2 over Greg Olsen. Greg Olsen goes off the track, but he couldn't quite get the attack mode on James. James goes aggressive, and James is up into P2, and he can start chasing down Tim DeLisle for P1, and more crucially, he is ahead of his main championship rivals, Eddie Sambrowski, so it doesn't really matter if Tim DeLisle wins. As long as he stays ahead of Eddie, then that's all that matters, as John Owens is up into P13 as he got past Augsburger as well, and looks like everyone is still in a train, which is great to see as well, whether they're on their or near their, they have their own train with like 2 other cars, or if it's a big train, if you're in the likes of the midfield like Vasily, Ponick, Freckleton and Bormatti as well, and we're starting to see more personal best being shined through as well. A late lunge from Eddie Sambrowski. Didn't make that stick, unfortunately. Greg Olsen definitely saw that coming.
Eddie Samborski went for that move from a mile behind, and unfortunately it's dropped right there, so he's going to be stuck behind Greg Olson unless he get an opportunistic move. The thing is, though, the wonderful thing about COTA, the track design is, the first sector is, as some might say, the hardest sector to really follow somebody in. Then you get that long straightaway. Sector 3, that tight arena, is designed to just, bunch everybody back up there and keep the racing close. And it's a very nuanced design. When people see it, it's like, I don't really like how the track flows. It's the way it flows and the way it races, it keeps packs really tightly packed together. And when you get into a fight, Sector 1 is really the sector that can make or break a difference. And you got the Sector 3 as well, but Sector 3 is where you get most of our fights at right now. Samborski not going to be trying to make that move as Olsen and Pinska are in the draft of each other. And you see Samborski taking a tighter line with that double right-hander, now looking at that double left-hander. There are two lines really going there. You can take it more tightly, go out wide, or you can take it loosely on the entry and get a good switchback. And I've seen a few drivers in GT4s do that in real life as well. And it is very fun to watch. Then through turn 19 and 20, Whataburger Corner, also known as the Haas Hill, heading into turn 20. And a little bit of oversteer by Ed Samborski right there. And COTA it's been expanding right now. Now they've got their Christmas lights up there, and they're building COTA Land, which features a few big rides and a roller coaster that goes across the boulevard, and that is going to be on the upper concourse area. It's not going to be over the racetrack. That would be a big risk. But
yes, it would.
It's a pretty cool looking roller coaster. I'm not sure if any of you are coaster enthusiasts.
Oh, someone's going up his
Paul
pool!
Ilbrey. No, Paul's had an issue.
So where does he lose it then? So up the hill again towards turn 1. Curb again.
Just too much mustard. Too much mustard.
How did Pavel? Oh, he hit Pavel.
Just a tap. Pavel just got into the back of him, and Paul Ilbrey down to 9th place. Now we got to ask Pavel, does he have a little bit of damage on that car?
I think he's already had damage already from the start of the race, didn't he?
No, he didn't have damage, but he does have damage now. Just a little bit bent front right wing, and yeah, that wing is not bent at this point. Heading into big red corner, and Paul Ilbrey, he sees the lockup, and he just tries to avoid it, and just bam. A little light tap, and that's going to be wing damage for Pavel. He's going to be struggling with that. Paul Ilbrey's going to be back on the attack very shortly. Just look at the train behind Paul. Right now as Greg Olson leads out Eddie Samborski in the arena section as we head underneath the tower once more. Triple right-hander. I just love this corner so much. It's so fun in real life, so fun in sim, and it just puts a smile on your face.
It definitely does, and I think I've seen James Mallow go into the pits. I wonder if he's picked up damage earlier on in the race.
James, he wasn't in any incident at the start, but this is what happened to James. Are we going to be seeing a classic Sector 3 right here? A big spin right there. Yep, spin and a lockup.
That explains it then. And how does he get damage?
I don't think he got damage. I feel like he just went into the pits and he was just... Okay, the left side of the car was reportedly completely smashed. Thank you, Marco. Okay, yeah, Marco had the right cameras. I'm looking on from different camera pack because I do not follow instructions well. I'm Texan. I am extremely stubborn.
Fair enough, fair enough. Excuses.
It's not an excuse, it's the truth.
But I wonder if Greg Olson is struggling on pace right now because obviously James Pinska got past him earlier on. I think we're starting to see Eddie start to close in on the straight line speed, and this is where you really get the turnaround here. And if Eddie can get the move done here, like he done in turn 1 almost with the late braking. I think he's a late braker, not gonna lie, but he's not gonna get it done here. And I have to say, Bernistoff is having a brilliant race. Even though he dropped down 1 position, he's been keeping inside the top 10 for pretty much the whole race, and he's doing splendid. Keeman is doing well, Fuente's doing well as well, and who has been the biggest gain? It has been Paul Ilbrey, actually.
Paul Ilbrey, even with that little spin and a hit, he still has overtaken more cars than everybody. He started at the very back of the grid, and he's made moves up the field, up 8 spots right now, and that's just a beautiful drive by Paul Ilbrey. And he's looking to overtake number 9 very soon. Get past Pev, and you know, Pav sitting in 8th place now with that damage. He's going to be caught by Ilbrink, but, you know, behind Ilbrink is this train behind him, and Dennis Cornu involved there as they head through Whataburger Corner. I love that Whataburger advertisement. It was only there for the NASCAR race, and I know that. But, you know, I wish it's always there because beautiful burgers. And I'm pretty sure Brandon Angus in the chat, also his local racetrack, will agree with me right there.
Yes, nice burgers, even though we talked about it quite a few times at the moment. So I think we could see Frederick close onto these two because these two are not getting a move on at the moment. So this could cost a Constantino effect on the driver in 5th place. So let's see what could happen here, as it is quite sunny. It is early morning actually as well. Track temperature's quite cooler compared to obviously during the day, but it's usually quite hot anyway around Texas to be expected, so it may just be hot all day. You never know. As Frederick a bit of for there, but he is starting to close in a bit more, so he can't give up here as well. And speaking at the front, Tim Delisle increasing the gap to 2.8 seconds now, and James is matching him on the pace. He was faster than Tim Delisle last lap, even though Tim Delisle has said 146.9. James is almost in the 146s. The best lap he's did in the race is a 147.00, so he is closing. We're on lap 10 at the moment, so we're pretty much almost halfway into this race.
Yeah, halfway there right now. Delisle, Pinsker. New fastest lap by James J. Pinsker, 146.9, and a 146.9 for Greg Olson as well. New fastest lap of the race for James J. Pinsker, that 146.91. 2/10 faster than Tim Delisle. You know, he could close that gap if Tim makes one little mistake. James could really close that gap, and we could have a fight for the lead very soon. Free ride on board of Cal Young going down that front straight underneath the sign and up the hill to Big Red. And Young's been behind this train for a while after that spin, as we got a big lockup up ahead. James Byrne, I think, was the cause of that smoke.
Yeah, I think it was, and he's dropped down into 15th, I believe.
It's Bomati. Javier Bomati heading into Big Red, and we're going to be seeing that lockup right there.
Yes.
Oh, big slide, but
that was close.
He kept it very collected right there, so he caught that slide. And Greg Olson and Eddie Samborski nose to tail with each other heading into the arena.
Yes, I think Eddie is starting to catch up right now. I'm going to see compare the lap times compared to each other, because I want to see who's faster. Eddie 147.0, Greg 146.9. So there's nothing in it between these two. And then James setting the fastest lap of the race so far with a 146.91. Meanwhile, Samuel Orsberger is fighting with Jamie Byrne for P14. And the right-hander, the second right-hander is going to be tricky.
Switchback by Byrne.
Yeah, switchback from Byrne. I think the switchback is quite common around this right-hander, but I think Orsberger is trying to pull away.
It's more common in slower classes than these Formula cars, but, you know, it does give you a big opportunity. And, you know, Byrne and Byrne, Jamie and James are really close with each other. And this is Cal Young on the inside of James. Cal making a good move up onto the inside, but now around the outside. Here comes Jamie, drag racing in the drafts of his brother. Also, look at that. They're going to go 3 wide, heading into Big Red, as Daniel Gallus is with them as well. Heading into turn 1. Oh, and around again goes Cal Young. Too much mustard. And in the back. Oh, is that? Oh, they made contact. No.
I think it's another Constantino event, unfortunately. So let's see. So it's Daniel Gallus and Cal Young, I believe.
Cornu,
oh, Dennis.
Who was making it 3 wide, and then here is Gallus just following, and he has a little spin right there. He gets right there. Then, you know, they're both just like saying, "No, you go first. No, you go first. No, you go first." And
yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Just make up your mind as quickly as you can, otherwise that will happen.
Yeah,
That's my advice.
It's what I call Texans trying to merge onto the highway. We're so polite that we both stop. And, you know, it causes big traffic. I think that's just a San Antonio thing, but yeah, I've seen that way too many times happen. It's just, you know, they both made mistakes and they're both trying to, you know, be kind to the other driver, and, you know, they end up both of them with egg on their face and damage to the car.
Yeah, and that would probably be a trip to the pits for them if they haven't already.
Well, they're still on track, so I think they are going to be
Eddie Samborski's going for a late lunge again. Eddie loves these late moves.
Olsen,
going
though,
into
around the
Greg,
outside.
having the better traction. Greg Olsen keeps P3 for now, but Eddie always likes to leave it to the last minute and give Greg Olsen a lot of pressure. That's what we like to see from both drivers. But he has another chance. And look who is chasing them for third place. It is Frederick once again.
Yeah, Frederick's been behind this fight for the entire race. You know, Frederick off the line had the worst start. Eddie and Greg really swamped him right there. And, you know, Frederick he's just been behind him. And, you know, Frederick, number 7 in the field, 5,000 iRating. The SOF for this race is astronomical right now, as Eddie Samborski and Greg Olsen swap spots on the back straight. Samborski is in third place, and he's done it. Eddie into the arena. Eddie Samborski had the draft advantage and got past Greg Olsen. And here's the replay of how it happened coming out of the hairpin right here. Samborski in the draft, DRS activated way early down to the inside, and then well, you know, he had that space made absolutely a little late look by Olsen right there, but it's not going to be there. We had a question: is Frederick related to Neil Bernstoff? And you know, I think they might be. I'm not sure, and I shouldn't be making comparisons like that because of my history of getting everything wrong. Yes, Emil used to do at 3.5, so I won't be surprised if they do it just like James and Jamie does it.
Yeah, that'll be good.
We'll have to ask him. Speaking of the strength
he
of
might be a
field,
busy man, though. He might be a busy man.
yeah, speaking of the strength of field for this race, and how I said it was astronomical, I think we're in like 5.2, as there's a little bit of contact with John Owens and Mark Ponick around the outside.
Yeah, I think people are taking more risks, Austin, after turn 1 and now into the S's section. I think they're realising that it is not long to go until the end. They got to get those moves done ASAP. Same with Augsburger and Bormatti as well. This is going to be, I think, where who's going to blink first, I think. And I think it's going to be a chain reaction battle after battle after battle. And we're on lap 13. We're going to be on lap 14 very soon as well. It's just the question is, who's going to be brave and go for the moves, and who's going to just be a sitting duck?
We're going to find out very soon. Augsburger, he's in that draft of the car ahead of him. And, you know, Javier ahead, and Augsburger's got DRS, I believe, activated for both of them. Yes, it is. And Augsburger's got to run. He's being forced onto the outside line. He wanted to look on the inside. There's a lot of room on the inside. He decided that I don't want to send it in here. You know, we still got 6 more laps to go, and they're going to be continuing on.
Yes, I guess so as well. And if I was people at the back, I would keep going, you know, because you never know what could happen. There could be some pile-ups to the front, and you could get some good points still. So it's happened to be a few times where I've just been last near the back, and then carnage unfolded, and I gained a few positions because of it. So there's still a long way to go for these drivers, and let's see how these guys handle the pressure for the last remaining bits of the race. There's Tim Dillard that still leads again, but what's the gap now? It's around about 6 tenths between Bormatti and Augsburger now, and not that long before the Byrne brothers can catch up as well. It's nice to see the Byrnes again are closing in on each other once more, even on pace. It's great to see, and obviously a lot of Americans want to race this track today. Not as many drivers I would have thought, but it's great to see also, as obviously got Mark Ponick as well on the US-Canadian border type of thing as well. He's going to try and chase down Freckleton for P10.
Yeah, 4.4K strength of field. It's a stacked field right here. The top 4 are all within 7,000 iRating. So Tim Delisle in 8,000, James Painter 7,000, Ed Samborski 7,000, and Greg Olson 7,000. And it is an absolutely stacked field right here. Big lockup for Mark Ponick. Had the nose cut off right there. As we got a fight heading into the arena. Big Senderuni, Augsburger, and Jamie Byrne. Burned down to the inside of Byrne up into 14th. Samuel Augsburger, not the best day for him, falling down 3 spots. Greg Olson and having a fight with Burnsoft. Burnsoft, late look heading into Big Red. They're going to be side by side heading into Big Red corner. Big Senderuni by Frederick Burnsoft. And Frederick up there into 4th place, putting Greg Olson down into 5th place.
Yeah, Greg Olson just falling away at the moment, but we still got a few laps to recover, so it's not over yet for Greg Olson, but I think we'll see everyone else's true pace at the moment as we're seeing. What's this where you played in? Is there someone going off, or is people trying to make a move?
Too much mustard.
Too much mustard again on the right-hander. Not good.
Yeah, Dylan Freckleton getting a little bit too crazy off the exit right there and throttling up, and you know, it's so easy. And as we go back to our fight for the lead, that gap is falling down rapidly. James J. Beans here is closing in 1.5 seconds. He's in that draft on that back straight. We're going to have a Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton situation very soon with James J. Beans here closing in hand over fist right now over this last lap. Tim Delisle last lap was a 1:47.7. James A. Pacer last lap was a 1:46.65.
Jeez.
Now, he did cut the track to get that. So,
I wonder,
you know,
did he get a slowdown?
No, he didn't get a slowdown for James J. Pacer, but Tim Delisle, I think, might have got a little bit of a slowdown right there, because coming down that back straight, James was just huffing that time down. Now, he's also in the draft, and you just look, sector 2, sector 3, 100th of a second there, 100th of a second there, sector 4, a 10th right there. So James, last lap again, 1:46.9, and another 10th goes to James J. Pinsker. And but lap 14 was an entire second. So James, he's within striking distance. He's got to keep this pressure up on Tim Delisle, though.
Yes, and I think a few people got to keep the pressure as well. I wonder what has caused a few people to lose a bit of time. I think we got Burnstock.
He might have, I think he got into the grass.
Well.
I think he got into the grass or the AstroTurf or something, because the car just locked up, and that's a rear wheel lockup if I've ever seen one. And James Pinsker goes wide. Is that a mistake? And there goes the opportunity.
So he's about 1.5 seconds behind Tim Delisle, and now he's 3.5 seconds, so he's lost 2 seconds. So I wonder.
Yeah. Big slide push.
What save, though?
Big save, though.
That could have been curtained. But he shows how talented of a driver he is to still be in within 3.5 seconds of the leader. So he's probably going to regret it when we talk to him, but he will probably still be happy with second place.
And knowing James, if he gets the opportunity to go for the win, he's definitely going for that win. He was dominating in the race before this, and the split before this, and you know, doing great practice and getting more points onto the board for him. But you know, James Painsker, that mistake, he's going to be looking back at that, just be like, come on, man. As Tim Delisle, you know, he's chasing Tim Delisle. You know, they're both running at the top of their game right now, so the gap's now 3.5 seconds, and you know, James is going to be shaking his head about that. But you know, it's races, stuff like this happens.
Yeah, and it's how you come back from it is the most important thing, isn't it? You just forget what had just happened and focus on the rest of the race, which what Fuente is doing as well in 10th position. He set a personal best so far. I wonder if the leaders are going to just set a fastest lap right off the bat just to show to show us off at the moment, because I think if I race around here, I'll probably be a lot slower on the iRacing game around here, but it's a different caliber beast compared to the GT cars, because I've never tried the 3.5 cars around iRacing. I've tried GT around here, but not.
You need to.
I need to try. I need to try open wheelers on iRacing, but
Fuente's car is really beat up. Look at the side pod damage that Fuente had. He hit a curve extremely hard, and he's got massive side pod damage. And Pavel Vesviv, hey, look in your mirror. It's your old buddy Paul Ilbrink back from the dead. Well, not really, back from behind. Paul wasn't dead, but he did have that incident that did leave him back behind, but he's chased down Pav, and Pav had that incident earlier. He does have that slight front right wing damage on his car. So here's Paul on the attack, and you know, this is going to get pretty tasty with a few laps remaining.
Yes, bring it on, because even though it may not be a battle for the win anymore, there's battle for the midfield, and this is what we like to see. I think we're seeing Paul Ilbrink go for moves, I think, last few races as well. So this is deja vu for Mr. Ilbrink. Can he pull it off? Well, we'll find out in a few moments' time on lap 18 and 20 now, so 3 more laps to go.
Yeah, 3 more laps to go. It's a big charge by Paul to try to get back into 8th place. And speaking of big charge, Eddie Samborski and Tim DeLisle both just put down the personal best lap. Purple, 146.4 for James J. Pinsker. Still not giving up on that attack on Tim DeLisle. 3 laps to go here at Circuit of the Americas. Ilbrink had a good look, but a little bit of a wiggle coming out of the corner right there as Pav still trying to hold on to that car and continue on. And remember Fuente, he's up there, and Fuente with a lot of side pod damage. His last lap was a 147.3. He's still going faster than Pav and Paul.
Wow, that is interesting. So that could be an interesting factor towards the end of the race as well. I think we're seeing, so Bernard stopping in 146s, Fuente almost close enough as well. I'm surprised Paul Ilbrink's not in the 146s yet, with the way he's climbed up.
Paul's been struggling. He's been struggling. He's been that dirty air, you know, it's not surprising to see people can't get into a certain area, because, you know, when you're in that dirty air, you can't push it like you are usually do. And, you know, qualifying versus race time is a lot different. And Paul, he's said on multiple occasions that he doesn't really like this track. And, you know, it's okay. I know there are those people, and I can't get mad at them. 2 laps to go here at COTA. But, yeah, some people's track is not the favorite. Some tracks, it's their absolute best friend, me. Samborski, new fastest lap for him. Puts Sill in 3rd, and just putting more of a gap to him and Olsen. Back to our fight for 12th place between Dylan Frugleton and Javier Beaumonti. Well,
yes,
actually,
indeed.
Beaumonti and Byrne, it's actually the fight for 13th, not the 12th.
Yeah, Frackleton, I think, is a little bit further away at the moment.
Yeah, I'm up on 4 seconds.
This could get spicy, so Byrne has got to be on his A game, and so is Beaumonti as well, trying to defend it, because he's got 2 laps to do it. His first chance is turn 1 if he goes for a late move and a switchback, which he does not. But now heading on to the hairpin of Iman Keenan versus, I think, Bernard's stuff, I think.
Yep, it's Frederick. Frederick's in that draft. Frederick is locked in that draft, absolutely buried in there. Looking out to the inside, DRS activated for Bernstoff, and he's going to go onto the inside. He's cleared Iman Keenan right now, heading into the arena, and Bernstoff back into 5th.
There we go. So great job for him so far. Good recovery, because don't forget he was the one who nearly spun earlier as well. So it shows that you do not give up. And we're almost at the end of the race, and the leader will be showing the white flag very, very soon, which will tell everybody that the leader will be on the final lap. Here we go. White flag is shown here at COTA.
Yeah, white flag in the air. 1 more lap to go. 2 seconds separate DeLisle and Pinsker. Pinsker, another blistering 146.4 lap. Tim DeLisle losing another chunk of time. And, you know, James got to keep this up, and Tim, he's got to keep it clean to keep it in the lead. Now, he does have a 1.7 second gap to James behind him. But as they go through this first sector, you know, the opportunity for a mistake is still there for Tim Delisle.
Yeah, I think it could happen, but Tim Delisle's going to hope
James
not.
made his mistake. And Tim's taking it very easily through there. James, has he done it again? No, he hasn't. 1.5 seconds now for James Pinsker.
James has found a bit more time. He wants that win. Imagine if he didn't spin. I think he would have probably overtaken Tim Delisle. He's probably...
Well, on pace alone, James would have outpaced Tim Delisle right there.
Yeah, 1:46.4, James' fastest lap of the entire race.
Yeah, that side is only 1:46.4. Last lap was also 1:46.4. And 2 laps before that was also 1:46.4. Now, he did do that illegally. He did get an off track right there. James using all the cans in, all the beans in the can right there, trying to catch up to Tim Delisle. 1.2 seconds. It's not going to be there, though. 2 corners to go. Through Whataburger corner they go. Tim Delisle through the final quarter. It's going to be checker flag. And the race win for the Positive Sim Racing. Tim Delisle takes another win here in the Formula 3.5. James Pinsker was charging like a bull in a rodeo right there, trying to catch up to Tim and negate that mistake as we got a fight for 12th. Burns and Javier Jamie looking spicy right here. Javier Bamonte in 13th. Jamie in 14th. Nose tail with each other. They are very close through the triple right-hander. And, you know, 1 corner to go for them right now. But Bamonte has the advantage. No last quarter dive by Byrne. And it's going to be Javier Bamonte taking 13th and Jamie Byrne in 14th.
There we go then. So that's the end of the race. And that will be remembered as a really good COTA race. And Tim Delisle just had no pressure and he delivered. He delivered as well, and some good comeback drives from everybody else as well. And we only had a few timers as well, so a clean race all around, I think. Even though there was a few spins and incidents, but very, very clean. I think we only had one timer, the James Mallory down in 20th. Everyone saw the checker flag.
Yeah, checker flag in the air, and what a fantastic race we had here. Tim Delisle back in victory lane ahead of James J. Pinsker, Eddie Samborski in 3rd, Greg Olson in 4th, followed by Frederick Bernstoff. I am Keyman Juante de la Fuente with a very beat-up car finishes in 7th. Pav Vesviv stays ahead of Paul Ilbrink in 9th. John Owens and Mark Ponick behind them, followed by Dylan Freckleton, Javier Bamonte, Jamie Byrne, Samuel Augsburger, James Arbor, Dennis Cornu, Cal Young, Daniel Gals, and James Mallow at the end of our 20-car grid. And we do have a few drivers that are willing to talk about, so I'm going to be standing by with, you know, he was charging throughout the race. He started down in 3rd place. He had an all right start. And then, you know, he was just putting down lap times. Closed that gap to Tim Delisle, then unfortunately, middle of the race, had that spin. But he didn't give up with those closing laps, and he was putting down even faster laps. And, you know, it didn't look like he had that mistake at the end if you're just looking at the end results. But, James, how was that race, and how's COTA?
It's happened again, man. It's happened again. 5th race this season, fastest guy, and manages to lose the race. Which is really impressive that I've managed to keep doing this.
Well, you didn't start on pole this time and spin out at turn 1, so at least it's going better than those races.
Yeah, I guess that's progress. I mean, about qualifying, the lap time that Tim has done in qualifying is really crazy. Like, I couldn't get close to that even if I did a really good lap. So, plaudits Tim on that. And then, yeah, I set the exact same quali time as Greg for 2nd and 3rd, which was quite funny. But then, yeah, cautious start, just trying to control the race, break the slipstream to the guys behind. I was faster than Greg, but it was kind of hard to judge because I was struggling to kind of follow him in like some of the dirty S sections somehow. yeah, when I got past him, I started pulling away quite a lot. And then I saw Tim was 3 seconds away, and I knew from his quali time that he was like right on form and right driving well, so I knew it was going to be difficult. So then, yeah, just charging away lap after lap after lap, trying to cut the gap. And then in these last like 6 or 7, well, I guess 5 or 6 laps, this track is very intensive on the tyres. I think he might have been running out of tyres right as my tyres were starting to feel great. And yeah, I've just pushed it maybe a tiny bit too hard into that hairpin and spun it, and that's cost me the 2.5 seconds. It drops me back to like 4 seconds behind, and then in these like last 3 or 4 laps, I'm just like closing like 7/10 a lap because I knew it was impossible. I knew it's impossible to close a 4-second gap in 4 laps, but I was trying, and I threw everything at that. And yeah, I mean, congrats to Tim on winning, but yeah, I'm frustrated that I've managed to lose that.
Well, you were certainly trying to make the impossible look possible right there at the end, like you were saying, but it was a fantastic charge through the field and charge through this course. Man, you're making it look amazing right there. Unfortunately, it's not the win that you're looking for. Before I let you go and get ready for our finale next week, anyone you want to thank?
I mean, congrats to Tim for his win. I guess he probably, I mean, his quali time alone probably deserves a win, because I mean that's pretty crazy. I don't know how he's pulled that out.
It's Tim.
Yeah, and yeah, thanks to ARTV for the stream and everything, and I'll see you next week.
All right, we'll see you next week too, James. Congrats on the podium as Jessica is standing by with Tim Delisle.
Tim Delisle, it's great to have you back racing in the Formula 3.5, and you topped it off with a race victory. Congratulations. How does it feel to be on the top step again?
Thanks. It feels really good. Feels like it's been a long time coming, both because everyone else is so damn fast, but also just because I've sort of been my own worst enemy, making a few mistakes in races, and it nearly happened again today, but I think James had a moment behind me, and that gave me enough of a buffer. So yeah, it just feels really good.
Talk us about that quali lap that you produced, because I don't know how you did it, but you managed to set the timing squeezer light there. Did you think you could do that time and beat your competitors there?
I don't know. Like I did a race yesterday, and I had pretty good quali pace relative to everyone else there as well. But yeah, like coming in today, I wasn't sure how it would go, and the lap was actually a little bit sloppy. Like I went really deep into the hairpin at the end of sector 1, and thought, you know, there's like a 1/10.5 probably, but no, it looks like I did enough over the rest of the lap. So yeah, I was pretty surprised and happy to see that margin. But yeah, it fell away on the race pace a bit, so getting that pole really kind of saved me.
Yeah, definitely. And you're probably relieved that you went through turn 1 unscathed as well. Are you going to be there for the race next week, or is this your final race of the season tonight?
No, that's it for me. I'll let the other guys battle it out. But yeah, for turn 1, that I was praying for the sun to come back out, because that shade basically made it so that I couldn't see my turn 1 brake marker, the line across the track. Brake a little bit before that, and so yeah, I was trying to work it out on the fly, and yeah, that lap I just got it really wrong, and I thought, you know, I've done it again. Last season at COTA, I had a lock up with a couple of laps to go and let Paul get the win there, and I thought it was all going to happen again with James, but yeah, I didn't see what happened to him. He had a mistake as well, so yeah, it's good to know that I'm not the only one that can stuff up.
Exactly, and well, congratulations on your race win once again. And before we go and let you celebrate, anyone you will...
Yeah, the team, Positive Sim Racing, Greg said the balance was a bit off today for him, so yeah, good fight to stay P4. Yeah, Amy putting up with me as always. You guys for the coverage, and just James as well. Like, he had immense pace. When I had that gap towards the end, I kind of took my foot off the pedal, thinking that it would be more than enough, and then suddenly he was like half a second a lap quicker. So yeah, insane pace from him. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you very much, and congratulations to Tim Delar, our race winner here at the Circuit of the Americas for round 11 of the... Well done, Tim.
Thanks.
And I do believe, Austin, we have time for one more interview from the third place man. I'm going to hand it over to you. Austin, I think your mic's on mute.
Thank you. I just did an entire intro and I was having a great time. I say goodbye to Eddie Samborski now with a working microphone. Eddie, off the line, you stormed off there and, you got up into 4th place. You were battling up there. Then it was just an absolute, slobberknocker of a fight with you and Greg.
Yeah, it was good fun. I don't know where my pace went, but I felt pretty good all week. I wasn't that slow. I mean, I was a couple tenths off optimal, so at start P6 wasn't great, and I just did the best I could with the start. Being hung around the outside into 1 is not ideal. I mean, I lost probably 3 seconds to the guys up front because of that, to be so far offline, but luckily IM didn't really put up a mega defense, which helped me catch up to Greg a little bit, and he was struggling with the car, with the balance, so it kind of played into my favor, and then just follow him till I had a reasonable chance. We were each trying to not wreck each other in turn 1 with the different lines. That was tricky. I didn't want to change what I was doing and confuse them, so I just kept doing what I was doing, and a few times we came close, but it's the nature of COTA, I guess,
Yeah, how is Circuit of the Americas driving in these cars? How do you like this track?
Oh, it's great fun. I really like it. I wish people wouldn't complain about it so much and just shut up and drive it, but I mean, it is what it is, I mean, I grew up from a time where you rode, if you didn't want to ride your dirt bike or something like that, you just went home. So, I mean, people don't realize how privileged they are, I guess, but I had the most practice I did all week, and unfortunately it didn't really show. I'm not sure what's going on, but I just seem to be losing a lot of time getting into corners compared to other people, so it is what it is. I'll keep trying, but I thought I'd do better.
Next week, we go to Phillip Island. How do you prepare for that?
I like Phillip Island a lot. I've had reasonable success there. Judging by the way the season's going, and whoever shows up will probably be P2 or 3. I mean, it just seems, it doesn't matter. It just seems like a couple guys just have the pace for whatever reason. So.
Well, it was a great race for you. 3rd place overall, and more championship points, but you're still trying to chase down James up for that title. Before I let you go, anybody you want to thank?
I guess we'll thank iRacing for giving us a service to drive on. Thank you guys for broadcasting. Thank all the handful of individuals that's donated to the 2022 Season 1 broadcasting effort, and I'll leave it there.
All right. Thank you, Eddie, for a great show on the course out there and having a good time and, always being supportive with the community and everything.
Thank you.
I want to say thank you, everybody who's hopped in for another round of the amazing Formula 3.5 Championship here at lovely Circuit of the Americas. I've been joined by Jessica Ball and Marco Babanera in the broadcasting booth, and I'm Austin Knight, and I hope y'all have a good night.